Welcome to today's episode of the Musketeers podcast. We're your hosts, Hayden, Jane, and Julie. Picture this, you're getting ready to find the love of your life, but you want to be the best lover.
Well, you're in luck, because we have the perfect advices for you.
In this episode, we'll be discussing about advices about dating.
Hopefully, these advices will help you and we know your lover will be impressed.
And you follow these, boom, you'll be a couple.
We promise you'll be.
Anyways, let's get started.
First things first, in public, you need to have a positive attitude. Surprise, you just met a random stranger. They like you for some reason. You do not know that person, but you want to be nice. You need to have positive attitude. Maybe they'll like you. Having good attitude makes the person feel happy and they may want to be around you. They may think you are pleasant.
Also, make sure to be yourself. When you care for yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally, you are demonstrating how you expect to be treated from others. You can also meet each other's friends. Since the relationship is new, you may be tempted to keep it all to yourself. However, meeting friends early on is crucial. The way you interact with each other's crew can give insight into your love and what the relationship will be like.
Meeting your lover's friends seems sweet and new, but not if they tease you, though it is still new.
Just lie and you'll be fine.
We are sure that it will work.
Next up, give things time. Are you honest about dating? Or finding a partner a top priority for you? Well, we are here to tell you that T's important to give dating and relationships the time and consistent effort they need to thrive. If you feel trapped in a cycle of not so great dating experiences, then subsequently sideline dating for long periods of time, it might be time to think about how you can stay more consistently engaged with dating. Quinn quoted this, so thank you, Quinn, for this advice.
Next step, stay positive. Sure, easier said than done. We've likely all found ourselves thinking that all the good ones are taken, with the same Zen research above showing that 20% of people believe there's a lack of people nearby to date. It's not realistic to be positive all the time. However, you should try your best to have a positive mindset when it comes to dating. Don't take your negative experiences from the past into your present relationship, and don't give your date the impression that you are guarded or overly skeptical. You deserve to have fun and maintain your boundaries, but show off your fun and friendly side while you're on your search for the one.
Next, find expectations about dating and finding love. This is a one-way ticket to a toxic relationship because it makes your love conditional. You will love your partner only as long as they help you feel better. Your values must be outlined and make sure to seek compatibility. When we start looking for a long-term partner or enter into a romantic relationship, we can do so with a predetermined set of often unrealistic expectations, such as how the person feel, their behavior, the progress of the relationship, and the roles each partner should fulfill. These expectations may be based on your family history, influence of your peer group, your past experiences, or even ideals in what you see in the media, movies, television shows, etc. Retaining many of these unrealistic expectations can make any potential partner seem inadequate and any new relationship feel disappointing. So make sure to take a different turn than this.
Next, be safe when you date. We are not trying to scare you all, but when you agree to meet a stranger from the internet, you need to be smart and alert. To be safe on a first date, meet in a public place where other people can see you. Tell a friend where you're going and when you expect to be home. You could even share your location with them so they can check in and see where you are if they haven't heard from you by a certain time. Unless you already know the person you're going on a date with well, don't share personal information, like your address. Please don't. We are warning you. We want you to be safe out there. Once you establish trust, you can do date pickups and drop-offs at home. But in the early days, a stranger doesn't need to know where you live. Please be smart. We are not saying you are dumb and alert. In case for your first date, meet in a public place where other people can see you. Tell a friend where you're going and when you expect to be home. You could even share your location with them so they can check in and see where you are if they haven't heard from you by a certain time. So, yeah, make sure to be careful with online dating because you may never know.
Enough with that. Next up, watch out for red flags. If there are a number of red flags that come up while dating, ask yourself if this is someone you actually want to be with. The last thing you want to do is wait and you realize they were not a good match after all. The one thing you can never get back is your time. In short, draw a line if there are a ton of red flags that make you uncomfortable in dating this person and you may want to move on from. Red flags are signals that someone probably won't be compatible with your standards and values. The early stage of dating someone is the best time to pay close attention to red flags so you can decide how to move forward and avoid a more serious relationship disaster down the road. They can be as subtle as interrupting you one too many times during your conversation. They can look like showing up late or being rude to the coffee shop waitstaff. Or red flags can be as big as violating your physical or emotional boundaries. No matter what, make sure you're doing everything you can to keep yourself safe. Please do not put up with anything that makes you feel unsafe or uncomfortable. You're worth more than that. Yup, so be careful with the red flags there.
Next, keep dates short. A long first date can create a false sense of intimacy, and sometimes leads to first date sexual relationship really fast.
Next, be open-minded. If you are close-minded, try to open up your mind. If you are open-minded, you try new things, like foods, and you can also participate in new activities. If you are open-minded about these things, this will work out. What will work out? Your relationship.
Next, be curious. When you're truly curious about someone else's thoughts, feelings, experiences, stories, and opinions, it shows and they'll like you for it. This one's a good one. Using dating as a way to be more curious about who you are and what you value is a great way of finding out more about what you enjoy doing, who you like spending time with, and what values and morals are important to you. Similarly, it's a great opportunity to be curious about other people, their lives, and their lived experiences, all of which will benefit you whether you go the long run or not. So yeah, go out there with your love and be curious on the interesting things.
Next, keep the first date light. It can be tricky to strike the perfect balance on a first date. You want to come across as confident. You do not want to come on as strong. The same balance needs to be struck when it comes to showing romantic interest in your date. Even if you're already hearing wedding bells, you shouldn't be too forward or assume that your date feels the same. Don't be afraid to give a few compliments and tell them you've had a great time, but don't expect too much. If you want to see them again, ask for a second date. But don't be pushy if they say no. In this case, if they are busy, keep it simple but push back in the slacker vibe. Be respectful of both yourself and your date. Also, keep yourself clean.
Next, follow up after your date. You just had your date, but you want to catch up on the person after your date. Well, there is always a way to stay in contact for the next date. And when will it happen?
Next, be vulnerable. Being vulnerable is a great way to improve your relationship if you need to. You can heighten your self-worth and be more positive. Now, when you meet someone and there's a mutual connection, let your guard down and be vulnerable. It might make you anxious, but the good news is, no matter how old you are, your skin is thicker than how younger you looked. If it doesn't work out, it wasn't meant to be. The important thing is that you put yourself out there.
Next, let go of the past. Yes, that means do not talk about your ex when you are dating a new person. Just don't speak about your ex. If you don't, you'll be fine and with your new lover. You'll create good memories that you can think of.
Next, stop settling. If you're not into someone, stop talking to them. Don't even hang out or make contact with them anymore. Like what Hayden said, do not bring up your ex to your lover. We want you to have fun with them.
Next, be yourself. It's okay to be nervous. You can at least be clear about your intentions. Stay in your comfort zone. You can be honest, and you can treat yourself nicely. When you date, go ahead and be yourself positively.
Lately, we've saved this one for last. Enjoy yourself. After you have found to love yourself, boom, they like everything about you. They think you're nice. All you have to do is to be polite and respect each other. Do not call people names, engage in slap fights, or give bad, unethical advice. Which is why we want to give you good advice to you all. So yeah, be nice and enjoy yourself and your lover.
Anyways, guys, we hope these advices will help you out, and that is all we have for today.
Make sure to follow our show for new episodes.
Thanks for joining in today's episode, and we'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Bye.